Hey y'all, what's up, man? I wanted to share some things with y'all. My public diary, as I call it now. So anything I say can and will be used against me. I'm gonna watch what I say though. But anyway, the UCC. So I'm gonna talk about what I know. This ain't really a rant. This is sort of a lesson. Take this as a lesson. Um, the UCC. People are using this sovereignty nation stuff and really don't know nothing about the law, or they try to manipulate the law the way they want it, but it's not written as that, and there's procedures and stuff and rules. It's with everything, man. But I want to kind of school some people on this stuff because I don't think you guys really understand what the UCC is and what it means. The Uniform Commercial Code is what I'm referring to, and I see a lot of people using those statutes to try to gain sovereign citizenship or be a sovereign nation or individual, and that's really false. Like, there's no such thing as a sovereign individual. There's no such thing. But they have sovereign nations, of course. And that goes into a whole nother issue, but the problem is, what I have with it is black people are using this shit. As a means to, like, for reparations, and that's not the way. So I'm gonna tell you something. Look, the Uniform Commercial Code, and I'm going off the top of my head. Like, if I go in my apartment and get the books, you know what I'm saying, the federal rules of civil procedure and stuff like that, to break down this stuff, then you'll get a better understanding. But the top of my head, the Uniform Commercial Code is basically dealing with commercial property, like with trucks, transporting in and out of state. This is why when you go for your CDL, they ask you about intra-commercial, commercial. It's commercial driver's licenses, so it's dealing with goods and stuff being transported state to state, and the property and stuff in it. So that's more or less business stuff, right? So I don't understand how you can incorporate that or try to equate that with being a sovereign individual with the UCC code according to the statute. See, there's a lot of issues with that. Number one, with us black people, our situation is so unique. You know what I'm saying? It's unique. You can't compare it to no Jews. You can't compare it to nobody really. Nothing in history. It was taken off a whole continent. Scattered across, forced to stay here. Understand what I'm saying? Then the continent our ancestors was taken from was colonized and basically destroyed. So that we won't come back. We was forced into this culture here. So our root to that is basically reestablishing our identity. Instead of being known as African American, instead of being known as, that's where the process starts at. The UCC has nothing to do with us, man, at all. We could get into declarations. Now you could do an affidavit for sovereignty. You could, as far as that concerned, we could start that process, but it has to be as a nation, as a group. That's our problem. That's why they don't want our unity, man. Y'all don't understand the pattern. Y'all don't see the bigger picture. You get little pieces, but put the pieces together, you'll see what it is. Why they don't want us unity. Why they don't want us identifying with our true identity. Not black, not African American, not Negro, and any other thing. Is specific tribes. We was taken from Pacific tribes in designated areas around Africa. These areas have tribes. The Mende tribe is still alive. The Timu tribe. You know what I'm saying? This is not no ancient stuff. It's and the Fulani, the Ashanti. We can even go with Ateke, Togo, so forth and so on. These are real live tribes now, not ancient tribes back in 2000 AD and BC and all this 300 to 12 AD, whatever. None of that time. This now. We was in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, all over the place. These are the tribes that's been scattered and kidnapped and scattered across the United States. It's about connecting with that. Basically using your resources. This is your resource. Your DNA is your resource. You know, people can say what they want. Your DNA is your resource. So use that. That's what's going to get us free. Like I said, I don't want to ramble. I just went on a rant when I didn't even mean to. But the UCC is not a means for sovereignty. Please stop using that. Please stop thinking, getting people, because if you actually ask these people, how do they have proof? They show you cards that they made up. You can't use that in no real government place. You know what I mean? So forth and so on. And most of these people is white people doing this. Like, why? I mean, you have your privilege. Your pale skin here in America is sovereignty enough. You know what I'm saying? So why would you go through, so that's why I ask my black people, why we always want to follow behind something that you think that sounds good, but then you don't do the research on for yourself. The UCC, ask these people, what declaration do they have stamped by the government? Are they recognized by the government as sovereignty individuals? I doubt that. Any place in the world you go, there's laws you have to follow. You know what I'm saying? Our people it's a unique situation. It's a unique situation, man. It really is. You can't compare it to nobody else. So it's going to cause for unique. Not even out of the box. It's so in the box, but we look so far out of it. It's right there for you. It's in you. The answers to our freedom is inside of us. But this, to sum it up, the UCC is not for sovereign individuals. Look it up. It's about commercial. It's uniform commercial code. It's dealing with property and goods being transported state to state. Stuff like that. So that's with business. That's actually business law. So that's where the contracts and all of that come in. You can't use that against the judges and all these crap. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. You get sued in court, you got to deal with that. You commit a crime, then you got to deal with the punishment. You can't use UCC to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You get laughed off in court. Like, seriously, stop doing that. Stop believing that. Listen, I'll come up with another. I'll just actually sit down and break down the steps. But it's kind of simple, man. I'm in the process of doing it. I say I see my way out this barrel. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could stay. I'll try to reach down and but I'm gonna make sure that I'm secured and so that when I do reach down and pull back up, I don't get pulled back in. I mean, so I'm gonna make sure my feet is planted outside this barrel first before I step back and try to pull people out. But yeah. In a nutshell, UCC is not sovereignty individuals. We could debate on that. Let's debate on that. We could go in. So